Hello, ladies and children. Pyrrhus of Erebus here, and today I'm doing a video on this gentleman and Reboot Guilliman. So Gage, first captain or the chapter master of the Ultramarines, Terran-born, badass, takes control of the Calth campaign in Guilliman's absence while he's in space, not suffocating, murdering word bearers. So, like a right Chad. So, so 5 games. I will be doing games on Phaeron and Thiel in a future video, but actually I wanted to dedicate a bit of time to these two because they're quite interesting. So I went 12-1, I think, with Reboot Guilliman, Rule of Hosts. Solid deck, definitely try it out. And I'm currently, I think, 6-2 with Gage Kill Team. I did go. I was, I think, 6-0, and then I had 2. Well, I don't know. I call them bad games, but I guess it was only a matter of time. But Kill Team, I think I actually prefer Kill Team in some respects than I do the Guilliman decks. But you know, we'll come to see. So, Ultramarines. Firstly, check out those abs, man. Dem abs. Like, either Guilliman is compensating for something. Also, like, what's with that halo? Like, so Guilliman's meant to be this, like, practical, like, pragmatic guy, and he's got this massive, like, can you imagine if Angron got his hands on that, like, in a fight? It'd be like the Hulk and Loki. It'd be like, oh, boff, 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 you know. But then Guilliman sensibly would have accepted that he'd already have lost if it got to a fisticuffs with Angron. He's like Batman, plan for everything. So you'll notice he got my guy down to 3-1 and his guy down to 3-1, which means that I have to attack him and his guy. So he lowers his reckoning by 1 and I don't, which is quite an important thing. Now, does he kill him? Yeah, it makes sense because I'm not going to sacrifice Dewback. Ultramarines are, in my opinion, consistent and flexible. So you don't want to be like spaffing your hand onto the board early. You sort of want to be building. You know. Does he just kill him? Yeah, he kills him. So you want big hand size and you want lots to do. So you mainly want to be putting stuff out, encouraging it to get killed so your reckoning goes down, threatening them so that they're reacting to you. Opening salvage. Salvo is a solid card, by the way. You can do some really cool things with these guys. So one of the things I like is courage. I love Scipio bikes and more so Cossus squad. Squad? Yeah. Cossus squad is insane. It's like a better... so when you put it into play, if you're outnumbered before you know it enters play, then you put a copy into your hand. Cossus squad is better than McCormick's Reapers in my opinion, because you're guaranteed to have one in your hand, so you don't have to like be tactical about the way you attack with it. You know, so there's some really cool things you can do. Do I just Scipio and then probably Myatis Cruiser? Maybe Myatis? Someone correct me on that. I think it's Myatis. Like a hiatus. Hiatus? Yeah. Myatis. Hiatus? God damn it. I'm so tired. Anyway. That's a solid card. I mean, it looks quite cost ineffective, like initially, because oh, 5 damage for 5 mana. But actually, the jamming is super relevant because it just means that things that buff, like anything in Bolvai's deck that doesn't have ward, for example, sack that off. Like, you know, Erebus's spawns, sack them off. Like anything that gets buffs, nah, don't care. Like it's, in my opinion, a really solid card. He's gone. There's the also. I swear to God, I'm fairly certain that's spelled wrong. I'm sure that's meant to be apothecary, not apothecary, unless there is a word that exists that I'm not aware of. That might be something. Surely apothecary isn't a word. Like I'm not going insane, right? Anyway, so you know, I'll just chat welcome to him. Yay, a chest. Cool. So let's go to the next one. As you see, it's doing very well. Erebus. So Guilliman versus Erebus. Erebus. I want to show you one of these because Erebus is being talked about quite a bit right now as quite a solid staple in the events. He probably is. Like Ultramarines are slow. They want to play slow, so Erebus has quite a nice little niche because he can take the time to get fat things out, and especially if they've got the ward, they can then just start beating the crap out of everything. I'm not sold on it. I think that if you do what I did here, which is you just rush them down, Erebus isn't too great. So I'm just gonna attack. Going back to this guy, Ultramarine Arius is a really cool guy. 2/4 for 3. The 4 health is really nice. It makes him survivable. It means you can play things like Vorax turn 4 and have a 4/4 with Bloodthirst, or you can play Scipio Bikes and have a 4/4 that's drawn you another 4/4 for the turn after should Arius survive. And obviously the issue facing your opponent is, does he deal with Arius, who has 4 health, maybe 2 by this stage, or does he deal with the fat vehicle that you've just put into play? I think you could make some really interesting vehicle decks around that guy. I also love the new art on this. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Yeah! Obviously, if that guy didn't have ward, that would be hilarious. Okay. As you can see, I've raced him down. He's going to deal with this guy, but that's not a problem. Like, jamming it was frustrating, but that's not actually a problem because, yeah, and he stuns it, which is really cool, because I have Myocious Cruiser, and, Cruiser, hello, I'm Sean Connery, Myocious Cruiser, and so I murder his face in. That guy's actually quite cool, despite the spelling mistake. I'm sure that's got to be a spelling mistake. Let me know if I'm wrong. It has to be. The Ruinous Powers are not pleased. No, the Ruinous Powers are grammar Nazis, like me. So, nah. Okie dokie, pig in a pokey. So that was Reboot Guilliman. Like I said, he used Rule of Hosts. I went, I think, 12-1. It was a couple of bot games, but still, you know, if you take those 2 out, it's 10-1, which is still pretty solid. We're now going to move on to Maris Gage versus starting off with Aonid Thiel, and then Core Phaeron, and then finally a Mirror. So, Gage. What do I think about Gage? I think Gage could be the best warlord they have. 1 energy, give +1/+1 to friendly Astartes. If you don't control any, draw a card. Wow. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they made that 2 energy like they did with Lucretia's, because 1 energy to draw a card? Fuck. Yeah, alright. Like, this is what I like. Turn 3, I have a 4-4. Sorry, turn 2, I have a 4-4. Ha 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 ha. It's like, I mean, he deals with it, but he has to take 4 damage and spend 2 energy to do that. Sorry, spend 1 energy to do that. Does he really want energy, that god? Suppression squad. Is that one energy? Why is it not? There we go. Yeah, you did use 2 energy. Oh, what that was about. I really like Censure squads. Not for their battle honor, I'm not too fussed about that, although that is cool. It's more for the fact you get 3-4 for 3, which means for 4 energy with Gage, you have 4-5. Yes, please. 4-5 on turn 3 is insane. Does he take 6 damage? Yeah, I don't know about that. I feel like that's not a nice trade. I've got to be honest. What do I do? So I'll put that guy out. Yeah, and just draw. Yeah, you know, like I'm in quite a nice position. I've got a health lead. Obviously, that guy's frustrating. My thought was, retribution strike into that. I draw a card. Sacrifice to unit I don't care about. It's all good. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. See, obviously this guy is a bit of a problem to do with. Ancient Kratos. I don't know how I feel about it. It's a nice card. 7 energy for an 8-6 front line. I don't think it will see too much play in ranked. I could be wrong, but it's a cool card. I don't know. Like, it's one of those things. I think people who decide to play it, people playing them will be like, what the fuck? Because it is good. It just don't like. I'm just wondering if there are better cards that you could have in there for 7 energy. Maybe not. So yeah, I put mine out just to trade because I've got a really nice hand. I feel like I can deal with whatever he's dealing with. Like obviously that's quite big. What am I going to do? So I think I play the Trajan squad. Yeah. Bit of sneak attack. No. Heal myself. Yeah. Both are good options. That's what I like about Ultramarines, their flexibility. Like you can sort of tailor a lot of your cards to the situation, which is always a nice thing. I remember what happens here. I have the filthiest top deck ever because he creates a really nice board here. Like, what's this? Look at that! Look at that! That is ridiculous. The only way that could be more perfect is if he had the logo blah blah blah, the 3 energy +1/+1 to all of your troops. Like, that would have been incredible. As it stands, I do that. And then I defend satellites, and again I look out a little bit. I say a little bit, quite a bit. That's his board gone, and finally I've got the initiative back. Like, look at the draw, really. This game could very well have easily have been his. Also, I like escape vents in this deck. Like, this event has a lot of direct damage, so being able to hide something that's nice and big, or in this case a win condition, is quite important, as you will see when he passes the turn. So I don't Ancient Marcellus, although obviously it's tempting. No, I'm going to win with this guy. So no fear. Pa-pa-da-pa. Can you see what I'm going to do? Can you see it? Captain fucking Corvo. So good, like he's so flexible. So he put him up to lethal damage basically by giving him +2/+2. Really good card. So that's Thiel out of the way. We've now got core Phaeron. I think I fought this guy twice. There's Gage. Did I fight HNO twice? Yeah, I fought him twice. Core Phaeron, I'm really looking forward to playing. In my next video, I'll do Aonid, Thiel, and Core Phaeron. And I do think that Core Phaeron has so much potential with the interaction of the word bearer sort of mechanics with his ability. So put in a random 2-cost cultist, so horse occultist, righteous zealot, there's another one, and like, yeah, just having them like combo with stuff like Korlek Squad, or you'll see it later, the 3/3 that eats one to get 2 Demon Host. Like, it's such a cool idea. It really is. Yeah, he's very cute. So, yeah, I'm sort of looking at this going, right, so I need to board control. I'm always going to be outnumbered. Like, Ultramarines have sort of come in as a natural counter to word bearers, which I guess makes a lot of sense given the outcome of Calth. If you see this guy, murder him. Murder him with all the murdering in your murder arsenal. He's so good. Personally, if you're playing word bearers and you have that, if you have a Manrum squad, the 6 costing 6/6 that when you put into play an infantry, give it +1/+1 in front line, play that turn 6, and then the next turn play Sethlon squad. No, other way around. Play the Sethlon squad turn 5, and then turn 6, play Manlon squad and spend the 1 energy, because you end up with 2 3/3 with front line that when they die creates a 2/2, which if the Manlon squad is still alive, gives it front line and +1/+1. It's insane. So this guy's really cool. Captain Mysander. I think he's definitely worth a shot. Like, I mean, a 6/7 for 7 that, if you're outnumbered, gives them +2. Gives them -2, -0. Definitely worth it. That's quite a nice one in this event. I do, again, so much depth in this card. So I do avoid him getting returned to my hand, although that is always a difficult thing, isn't it? Do you really want this guy being returned to your opponent's hand? That's quite funny. This is why you should always keep one of these against a word bearer's deck, just in case they're going to pull shit like that, because I'm not dealing with an 8/5. That can piss off. So I'll get my Kossos squad out, superstars the Ultramarines in my opinion, and then off it jogs.
This is not a dream.
Lots of board control. This is so cool. I do like this. Like, these guys are real shit. I really like them. I love the artwork. I love the idea. It's just one of those things, like, I'm not sure they're worth it. Like, they're so cool, but they just feel underwhelming. I don't know why. They're a 3/3 for 3, and a 3/3 for 3 is great. And they have extra abilities. They just feel underwhelming, which is a shame because I absolutely love them. Having said that, that's not to say I wouldn't use one in a deck, but eh. So as you see, I've got quite a nice board out. It's not looking great for him. You know, I've still got that board control. I think he quits here.
It is time to exit
so, you know,
reality.
There you go. I will be playing Core Phaeron. I do think he's got a lot of scope in this event, but what do I know? And we'll come to our last one, mirror match, Gage versus Gage, when 2 Marinuses collide. Okay. Really like Varanus squads.
With me. The blood of Calth will be
as you're going to
avenged.
see, turn 2, you can have a 4/4 with Gage, which is, I mean, so cool. So cool. There we go. Oh. Well, you know, still If they don't play a creature, just get one out. Like, there's a temptation with Ultra. Like, I think one of the tricky things about Ultramarines is knowing when to play your guys, because you sit there going, "Oh, I want to be outnumbered so I can get courage off." Sometimes you just want to have threats on the board. Like, you know, he's having to divert time and attention to dealing with them, which means he's reacting to you rather than him doing things and you having to react to him. So, you know, it's my 2 cents. Get out my Colossus, make it nice and big so he has to deal with it. Opening Salvo is another really good card as well. Like 2 energy for something that can, like, you know, you have someone who puts out a big board, it deals with it. It's 2 damage as well, so it can kill Rylos, the stealthy 2/2s. You know, it can wear other things down. It's just nice. I'm just going to keep playing Costa squads until one survives. That's quite a cool card. Like, I think that'll see play. Was it 5 energy as well? So it's like a Jurgen squad, but you know, tough, like tougher. Obviously, it can be targeted, but you know, you can use that new epic card, the 2 energy, to give your things ward. This guy's really interesting. He feels underwhelming. I don't think he's one of the best legendaries in the game. Sorry, in the Ultramarines. I just think that the fact that it's a random enemy troop, there are better things I could use for 8 mana, I think. One of the legendary I do think merits conversation is the Macrag's Honor. Wow. 7 energy for either 7 damage or 7 health. What a card. Like, every deck should have that in it. Like, flat out. So he's got quite a nice health lead on me. Escape Vent's quite nice as well in this deck. I do like it. Just giving this event has a lot of survivability, sorry, direct damage. So having things that can just squirrel away your high damage dealers is quite nice. Yeah, he gets me down 7 and then just stops. And I do wonder if perhaps, you know, he could have won
For
and
your
just
own good,
didn't.
hurry.
Like, he starts bouncing me, which I find to be, you know, disagreeable. But yeah, so he does this. I do wonder if perhaps he should have just gone for my face. Like, he's got big threats that I have to deal with. Like, I think that's a Logos Lectora is a good card. I think that is definitely, like, 3 energy to draw a cheaper Astartes from it, so a targeted card, or +1/+1 to your board. Solid as all hell. Yeah, like that one as well. So he's currently dealt me 4 suppression fire, 5, 6. I think he could have killed me. I think I'm lucky to have won this one, if I'm honest. Because, like, I only had 7 health. So I'm not playing that guy for his courage. I'm just getting it out because now I have lethal on the board. Yeah, again, suppression fire. Like, he could. I have the feeling he could have just killed me. I don't know. Maybe he was worried about the fact that he was only on 18 health, but I don't think he played well.
I've shown you how
And then I bounced back. Yeah. So Gage on Gage. Gage wins. There you go. Right. But yeah, so that's the first of my 2 videos. I still need to play with Aonid Thiel and Core Phaeron. So as soon as I've done that, I will get on to you guys. But I like both. I think Gage is probably a bit better. I am really enjoying this event. I think that Ultramarines are a really solid legion, perhaps in ways that Word Bearers might not be. Um, Time will tell. This event feels a lot better than the last event, so I'm looking forward to seeing the reinforcements. But lots and lots of fun. If you have any comments, if you have had success with other decks, or if you have any comments about it, just let me know in the comments below. Yeah, keep watching the vids. Peace out. Thank you all.